channel. Today I'm going to be doing number 3 of the worksheet. I have 2 other videos covering number 1 and number 2. The difference with this number 3, is that we are going to be talking about our medical tax credits. So let's go ahead and read the question. Naught's birthday is on the 12th of January 1970. She earns a salary of $38,000 plus a bonus of 15% of her annual salary. Naught also receives a 1,500 Rand car allowance and a 950 Rand cell phone allowance. Naught does not contribute to a pension fund, however, does pay 2,400 towards a medical aid for her and her husband. Calculate her annual. So the first thing I want you to look at is the fact that they give us her date of birth. Sometimes they will give you an ID number and you would use that year. So in this case, we want to find out how old she is so that we could use it later on when we work out the rebate. So her age is equal to, and here we're going to go 25, subtract 1970. And she is therefore 55 years old. Okay, then we go on and we look at the next part, which is working out her annual salary. And if you receive any allowances, you have to add that on because you are going to get taxed on any additional income. So her salary is 38,000 plus the car allowance of 1,500 plus her cell phone allowance of 950. And then we multiply this by 12 and we end up with an amount of 485,400. Then we work out her bonus. So basically her bonus here is 15% of her annual salary. So I'm going to work out 15%. Now it says of her 15% of her annual salary. So that's excluding our allowances. So we're going to just work out 15% of her 38,000 and we will multiply that by 12 and that gives us 68,400. Next step, we're going to add the two together to work out her taxable income. So her taxable income is equal to the 485,400 plus the 68,400. And here we end up with an amount of 553,800. Once we've worked out her taxable income, we then go to our tax table and we're going to look at where does this amount fall. So it falls within which tax bracket? It falls within this particular tax bracket. So we will write out this amount. So here we're going to have 115,764, 115,762 plus 36% of the amount above. So let's just write this down. Above meaning that we're going to subtract. We're going to find the difference between the two values. And I think it's 488,000. Let's double check. 700. So we subtract the two. Okay, I'm just going to work that out quickly. So 553,800 subtract the 488,700. So the amount that is going to be taxed will be the amount above, which works out to, I'm just going to write this amount, or you could just calculate the entire amount in one step, okay? So here I'm just going to put this amount, which is 65,100. And then here we multiply that by 36% and add on your 115,762, or you just do it all in one step. And I end up with 139,198. Then we go on and we look at, now if she pays towards medical aid, it therefore means we go up here and we look at this part, which is her medical aid tax credits. So the principal member, she will be the principal member, and her husband will be the first dependent here, okay? So, and then any other additional would be like children, so they would have a lower amount, but there aren't any children in this particular case. So we're just going to work with her and her husband. So we're going to work out her medical tax. So let's do that. Medical tax credits would work out to 347 times 2, because there are 2 people, times 12, because you're working out the annual amount. So 347 times 2 times 12, and that works out to 8,328. So then we're going to move on. I don't have space. I'm just going to go here. So then we're going to work out the tax that she's going to pay per month. So her tax per month is equal to 139,198 subtract her medical tax credits, which is 8,328, and because we worked out her age to be 55, so that falls below, if you work that part out, that falls below 65. So you're going to subtract this rebate of 16,425, subtract 16,425, and we get our answer here, and then we need to divide that by 12 because we're working it out per month. So let's work that out. 139,198 subtract 8,328, subtract the rebate of 16,425, and then we take that amount and we divide it by 12. So she ends up paying 9,537 rand and it says 0.83, so that would remain and will remain in 8 cents. So 9,537 rand and 8 cents. That's the amount that she will pay per month. Okay, I hope you found this video useful. Please like and subscribe and follow me on my next video, which will be number 4 of the income tax question.